Today's my 1 year anniversary of going on a low fat, whole food vegan diet, and I thought it might be a good time to talk about the reasons that I decided to go vegan. My younger years, I was pretty much the typical American. I worked too hard, I ate too much of the sad diet, I drank too much, I was under too much stress, and then in 2008, on Memorial Day weekend, it all caught up with me, and I had a heart attack. I didn't want to go to the doctor. I didn't want to go to the emergency room. I was afraid I would get there and they would say, hey, ha ha ha, take 2 Tums and go home and quit being a wuss. Well, be careful what you wish for, because eventually I did have to go. Janet, my wife of 50 years, insisted, and she enlisted the help of a couple of my sons, our sons, and and they insisted, so I went to the emergency room reluctantly, under protest. The doctor ran tests and took x-rays and came back with the news that I definitely had a heart attack. He said he didn't know if the bigger problem was the heart attack or the cantaloupe-sized tumor that he found in my chest. That was definitely not good news. I sort of wished I could take those 2 Tums and go home, but no such luck. The doctor said he didn't know if the heart was worth pursuing because the tumor, if it was an aggressive type tumor, I may not be around long enough to worry about the heart. So they did a CT directed biopsy. They used a needle about that long and went into my chest. Not a lot of fun, but we got it done. They use a CAT scanner to direct it to make sure they're getting in the right place, and they got a sample. It came back that it was Hodgkin's lymphoma, which no cancer really, tickles you to death, but at least Hodgkin's lymphoma is treatable. So they decided to proceed with treatment of the heart because they felt like I really could have a massive heart attack at any time. We did an angiogram. It came back that 4 arteries were blocked 99% to 90%, pretty bad. So they couldn't put in stents. It was beyond that. They did a quadruple bypass, so I now have a big zipper down my belly. The bypass was successful. I'll do another video to describe what you go through when you have a bypass. It may not be as bad as you think. It's no Sunday picnic, but it definitely is survivable and it's worthwhile. So I was faced with, I needed to heal before they could start chemotherapy. We went through 6 weeks of healing, and then I couldn't wait to get started on the chemotherapy to get this thing out of my chest. It was like a monster in there. We started chemotherapy. I did 5 months of chemotherapy, 10 infusions. Started off with ABVD. That's the protocol. But the only chemical I remember is the B, and that's bleomycin. And the reason I remember that is it almost killed me. It attacked my heart and my lungs, and I couldn't breathe, and that was not good news. And so they switched to MOPP. I remember it was a lot of prednisone and other dastardly chemicals. We got through the 10 weeks. The 10 treatments, 10 infusions over 5 months, and immediately went into radiation. 20 sessions of radiation that lasted, what would that be, 4 months? Another 5 months. And then I went into cardiac rehab and started exercising and trying to get the ticker back in good shape. So anyway, at that point in time, I thought I was doing pretty good. I was in remission on the cancer. That was great. Went along, went right back on that old sad diet, went right back to pretty close to my former lifestyle. Maybe not I didn't work as hard, definitely. Didn't have quite as much stress in my life, I guess. But I did eat poorly, and I did some drinking, not as much. A little bit of exercise in the rehab, but Let's see, in 2012, I started having chest pains again, a little angina. Not good news. I didn't really want to face another bypass surgery, so I started looking around for what can I do to maybe prolong my life a little bit. Well, I ran across Dr. Ornish's uh, findings, and then shortly after that, Dr. McDougall, and then Dr. Barnard, and then Dr. Furman, Dr. Esselstyn, read all of their books and became very convinced that a vegan diet was for me. So 1 year ago today, I went on a vegan diet, very strict. I did not cheat at all. Low fat, whole food, very nutrient dense diet. I think all of those doctors would approve. It's not fully raw, but I'm largely raw. I would say close to 75% raw. And saw immediate results. I didn't mention that also they told me at one point in the hospital that I was diabetic because my blood sugar was so high. They gave me the kits and all that stuff, but then for some reason nobody pursued that. I guess I had so much other stuff going on, they just felt like enough is enough, which I appreciated. And then I had been to the doctor, a regular doctor, as well as all the cardiologists and oncologists and all the other doctors. And my regular doctor said, you got to do something about that blood sugar. So this vegan diet seemed to be exactly what I needed. And sure enough, within 2 weeks of going on the vegan diet, probably a week, but certainly within 2 weeks, I had no chest pain whatsoever. My blood sugars came down. I felt great. I was exercising more. I felt more like exercising. And when I had my heart attack, I was 245 pounds. And now I'm at 190 and I'm still losing. Do not restrict my calories at all. The vegan diet takes care of it. I am 100% sold. I will be a vegan the rest of my life. I will never have another animal product. And the byproduct is I went on it for health reasons, but now I really appreciate the animal rights as well. I'm glad I'm part of the vegan lifestyle. I'm glad I'm not responsible for killing little animals, and I'm glad I'm not eating eggs and dairy and all of those things. So that's the reason I went on it. That's the reason I'm an old vegan. I wish I had been a young vegan. If I had been more enlightened, I would have gone on this 50 years ago or more. It's been great for me. I'm not saying it's great for everybody. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't claim anything except it's absolutely fabulous for me. Thanks for watching. This was my first video, I'm sure you could tell by watching. I plan to do more, and hopefully I'll get better. My Kentucky accent, I apologize. I'm sure a lot of people have a problem with that, but there's not much I can do about that. I've got 69 years of life with it, and I'm probably not going to change at this late date, but I will try. And if you like this video, I hope you'll give me a like and leave comments. It would be very helpful, and I look forward to doing some more videos. Thank you again. Bye.